is your equipment review video to explain everything. The e-collar is, again, the mini educator from e-collar Technologies. We use it on a level 5 to 10 to maybe 15 out of 100 for Georgia. It's just to get her attention. I tap on the shoulder. I use it for calm and calm. Just barely introduced it with that, and the place command. Mostly we worked on Georgia's confidence and social skills and being tolerant of other dogs around and not a lot of freedom. So the e-collar, you plug it in every night. There's the collar, there's the transmitter, you plug it in every night. In the morning, Georgia, come here. Georgia, come. Good girl. In the morning, you want to pair the collar and the transmitter together so that they're talking to each other. Okay, and you do that with this little red dot. Can you see that? And this little red dot. They push together, that turns the collar on and off. Okay, so if it's blinking green, that's on, obviously. And then to turn the transmitter on, you hit the big black button, hold it until you see the number screen come up. You want it to say C. That means continuous. That means that when you hit the button, the black one will cause 4, level 4, continuous. Hold it down, release it. It will hold continuous stimulation for about 8 seconds before it stops. This red button is going to boost this number, such as if Georgia says, I didn't hear that number 4, you boost it by 5 points to make it more noticeable. This button we don't really use. It's a vibration button, which tends to spook dogs out pretty good. So we don't really use that. If you find that your screen does not say C, instead it says like MC or M, you're gonna hit this button, mode, to make sure it says C, because that's the current way we're introducing the collar, okay? All right, anyway, Georgia. All right, so to put the collar on, it has to fit extremely snugly. So, Georgia, sit. You're gonna lick that collar. Yeah. Georgia, sit. Good. So, I got you a quick lock, a quick release collar so that you don't have to fuss with fitting it correctly every time. It's gonna be on the right fit every time. So, it is very, very snug, and she is growing, so you're gonna have to adjust it. But it's very, very snug. I can get maybe a finger or so under there, but it is definitely in direct contact with her skin, and we don't want it sliding all around. So to get it on and off, we have the quick release latch, buckle. Oh, and be careful not to pinch her. There we go. So you see, Georgia has started having a little bit of that discharge out of her eyes again the past day or two, probably for 2 days now. It's not bad, and she's going home tomorrow, so I'll let you give her eye ointment or have the vet recheck that. This spot she came with has never gone away, so it's still there. Not sure if that's a big problem or not, but definitely have that checked out. Okay, so that is the e-collar. All right, you put that away. Now, for walking and having Georgia around other dogs in social situations and not pulling and lunging on that leash, we have introduced her to the Halti. Okay, so the Halti kind of works like a horse collar. It goes over the dog's nose and it hooks behind their, right behind their ears. And so the leash will hook here, okay, to kind of gently lead her around. This then hooks to her normal collar. How do I look? Okay, Georgia, come. Atta girl. All right, Georgia, sit. Georgia, sit. Georgia, sit. You're a love bug, aren't you? And now, to get it on, I like to have her sit because she's so silly. right? It helps prevent the wiggles. So, yes, just go ahead and have her sit to put her stuff on. And again, we hook it right behind the ears. Nope. And if she does all this, stop. Here, let me sit up. Sit. Nope. Georgia, sit. Good, stay. There you go. Okay. And we hook this to her black collar. Okay. This is the 4-foot leash she came with. And with the Halti harness, the 4-foot leash is just fine. Okay, great. Now, let's go. Let's go is the current meaning, let's walk, okay? You use this to block and just basically turn her gently around. Good girl. Let's go. Let's go. Good girl. Georgia, sit. Good. Down. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Good girl. She did really well with this in group class. And I would say that, you know, you should continue to have her around other dogs. She's gotten to know Blue and they're all fine and good. But other dogs, new dogs, basically 3 to 5 feet is her space tolerance before she gets a little anxious, not a little, she gets anxious. But the more she's around other dogs and building confidence and building trust that they're not going to be right in her space. Again, she's fine with Blue with it, but Blue off. Blue back off. Good. Georgia, sit. Good. Good girl. So basically, it seems to me, when we're in the pet store or a group class or the dog park area or at the park, 3 to 5 feet, and she is completely manageable and does not react. Her hair over her back will come up a little bit, and when that happens, you know she's about right at her threshold of I can't deal with any closer. So, but continuing to have her maybe in a class where you can, Georgia off. Let's go. But having her in a class where you can work her around other dogs with the Halti. Good. Come. Good. Sit. Good. Good. Down. Good girl. Okay. All right, you're free. We're done. So, continuing to have her around other dogs in a controlled situation where dogs aren't going to run up in her space will set her up to trust the presence of other dogs.